Israel was able to turn things around to become an advanced agricultural country and a global produce exporter. How did Israel accomplish this feat, and what can other countries learn from Israel about water management? Israel is a country where 60% of its landmass is desert. How do you turn that country into a profusion of farmland oasis? That was the problem Israel had, but they were able to turn things around. Israel is a small country with a large challenge: how to grow enough food for its people and economy in a land that is mostly desert. About 60% of Israel's land areas are covered by the Negev Desert, a vast and arid region that stretches from the south to the center of the country. The Negev Desert receives very little rainfall. Continue watching to find out more. Because of the harsh temperatures and low quality of the soil, agriculture is made extremely difficult by these conditions, and it takes specialized methods and technologies to make the desert habitable. Bloom water is vital for life and for crops, but it is relatively limited in the Negev. The average annual rainfall in the desert is less than 200 millimeters, but it is approximately 800 millimeters in the north of Israel. One of the primary obstacles of desert agriculture is water shortage. The Negev also has a few natural sources of water, such as rivers and lakes. However, the majority of the water that reaches the desert comes from the national water carrier, which is a complex system of pipelines and reservoirs that transports water from the Sea of Galilee and to other sources in the north. However, this water is not sufficient to meet the increased demand for agriculture and other sectors. The soil in the Negev is usually sandy, rocky, or saline, which means it has low fertility, water retention, and organic matter. These variables limit the sorts of crops that can be cultivated in the desert and diminish their yields. Desert agriculture presents a number of challenges. One of these challenges is the quality of the soil. In addition, the soil is subject to erosion and degradation as a result of human activities, wind, and water. In order to improve the soil quality, farmers are required to apply several methods, including fertilizers, compost, and mulch, in order to enrich the soil and avoid its loss. The unpredictable climate poses a third difficulty for farming in desert environments. The environment of the Negev is severe and erratic, which creates many challenges for agricultural production. The desert endures tremendous temperatures that can range from below freezing in the winter to above 40 degrees Celsius in the summer. These temperatures can damage crops or impair the quality of the produce they produce. In addition, the desert has periodic droughts and floods, all of which have the potential to cause damage to crops as well as infrastructure. However, in spite of all of these challenges, Israel has been able to transform its desert into a farmland oasis through the use of innovative technologies, water management, and crop choices. Israel has devised solutions that can assist other countries experiencing comparable obstacles, and as a result, it has become a world leader in desert agriculture. However, the question remains, how did Israel solve all of these problems? The tale of how Israel hired its Simca, blessed to build a new water system in 1939, and the result of that project is one of the most stunning examples of how this transition has taken place. Simca Blast was a Polish-born Jewish engineer and inventor who had a passion for Zionism and agriculture. He developed a wheat planting machine in the 1920s that had the potential to increase crop yields by 300%, but he was unable to market it successfully in Europe or Palestine. However, he did realize that the primary obstacle to agricultural development in Palestine was the scarcity of water, particularly in the arid regions of the Negev Desert, which covers about 60% of the country's land area. Blast made the decision to devote his life to finding a solution to the water problem in Palestine and later in Israel. He became the chief water engineer of the Jewish community and one of the founders of Mecca Roth, the national water company. He planned and built the first modern aqueduct in the Jordan Valley, which brought water from the Sea of Galilee to irrigate the fields and orchards of the northern settlements. In 1939, Blast was contracted by Lavi Eskol, the head of the Jewish agency. When trying to carry out his mission, Blast was met with a number of challenges and difficulties, including a lack of resources, materials and manpower, as well as British restrictions and Arab hostility. However, Blast came up with an ingenious solution to overcome these obstacles. He purchased used fire hoses from London that had been damaged during the Blitz and repaired them with rubber patches. He then laid them underground along a route that was 70 kilometers long, stretching from Beit Kama to key control mechanisms for the water pressure and flow, including valves and meters. The new water system was finished in 1946, shortly before the end of the British Mandate. It made it possible for 11 new Jewish settlements to be established overnight in the Negev. The operation that took place on Yom Kippur night in October 1946 was known as the 11th Point, or the Night of the Bridges. This was due to the fact that it involved blowing up bridges along the route in order to prevent an interference from the British. The new community established a footing for Jewish presence in the Negev, which persuaded the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine, often known as UNSCOP, to include the majority of the Negev inside the recommended borders of a Jewish state. The water system also benefited the better winner. Arabs who lived in the region and benefited from the improved access to water glass maintained good relationships with them and respected their culture and traditions, even learning their language and customs, and became known as Abu Simcha, or father of Simcha among them, and Blessed continued to work on developing Israel's water resources after the country gained its independence in 1948. He was the founder and director of the governmental water institutions, the official advisor to the government on water affairs, and the head planner of the national water carrier, which can thank Israel's main water sources from north to south. Bless is also widely recognized as the inventor of modern drip irrigation, a revolutionary method that delivers water directly to the root of plants through small tubes or emitters, thereby saving water and increasing crop yields. Bless is also widely recognized as the inventor of modern drip irrigation. It is one of the most effective and innovative solutions that Israel has developed to combat the desert and water crisis that it faces. He came up with the concept of drip irrigation after observing a large tree that had grown in close proximity to a leaking conduit. He patented his concept in 1959 and formed Nessa Film, a company that went on to become a global leader in drip irrigation technology. His technique involved dripping little amounts of water onto the roots of the plant. Israel's agriculture and the environment both stand to profit greatly from the use of drip irrigation. Use of water in some of these is very efficient. Drip irrigation systems are intended to supply water to the plant's root zones in a direct and immediate manner.